to be a centurion. But of course, only if I'm a healthy centurion. Health is everything. Health is more important than wealth. Well, we all have a lottery, whether or not we are born with good genetics. But the good news is that genetics is, while important, is not the only factor. Scientists are now saying that it's not even the major factor. Scientists, through research, are quite convinced now that lifestyle is more impactful than the genes you're born with some rare exceptions, okay? So, lifestyle we can manage, lifestyle we can change. We can research, get discipline, and see what lifestyle will enable us to live a long, healthy life. The first thing is mindset. I cannot stress how important mindset is. I've talked to many seniors, or I hear many seniors talking. I'll be fine. They live to be 80. I'll be happy to go. I don't want to be old and decrepit. Well, if that's your mindset, I'm pretty sure that by the time you hit 80, uh, sooner and later, you'll be your time to meet your maker because your mindset has set you up for that. Research has shown that people who get, for instance, cancer diagnosis, and if they're told they will die in 2 years, they literally die almost as scheduled because the mindset will change their body. So mindset is the key. When I read all this research, not from one source, but multiple sources, I changed my mindset. I put it up there, like I'm doing with this podcast. Why I'm doing it is that I want to live to be a centurion, except that I want to live to be a healthy centurion. And so I will try to do all the things that they are going to say you have to do if you want to be a centurion. Starting with something I don't really enjoy, but I've started doing, which is, of course, exercise. Things like walking, dancing, going to the gym. Well, I'm not a gym goer, but I force myself every morning now, after I wake up, have a glass of water. They say that's very good. And then I will do about 10 minutes of exercise in my house. And then I'll force myself to walk around the neighborhood every morning without fail, other than Sunday when I go to church. So I walk around the neighborhood for about 1.5 miles. So that adds up over the years. In a week, you'll be walking like 6 miles in a week. Multiply that by 52 weeks. So you have never done it before. That is going to really show up in health benefits. So exercise is number one. The one thing I'm not being able to do, there was a research that said that even if you exercise or go to gym, but you then become sedentary for the rest of the day, as most of us are, sitting in front of the computer, that it negates the benefit of being in the gym. They say, I don't know how far it's true, that every hour you should get up from a chair, even if it's for a minute or two. It's just you have to move instead of being in a stationary position. So that's what some research are saying. I've not been able to get into that rhythm yet. So something to work to put the effort in. After exercise, needless to say, is nutrition. Our food system here sucks. The food is actually killing us. There is so much sugar and fat in everything you buy. And we're all lazy, myself included. We tend to eat a lot of processed food, putting things in the microwave, shoving things in the oven instead of home cooked stuff because it takes effort. But if we want to be centurions, we'll have to do a lot more home cooking, unfortunately, in order to cut down the sugar and the fat intake. A third criteria of how to live to be a centurion is community. This is not as easy as it sounds. As you age, it's harder and harder to stay in community. For those people who start to have failing health, it can become a problem. But it is very important. So while we are still able to be mobile, you should establish your community, maybe your homeowners association, social community like your recreational club, or like for me and Tom, the Moose Lodge, and for me in particular, my co-housing group. Whatever it is that works for you, You must set up your own tribe. And as you age, as you become more, or rather, shall I say, as you become less and less mobile, you may have to get more and more on the internet to stay in touch with your remote community, whether it's family members or just friends. But community, they say, is very important to make you live longer. And last but not least, is somehow we must each, in our own way, try to establish a sense of purpose. I've been having a very lazy life for many, many years because I don't have children. So days pass into weeks, weeks pass into months, months pass into years. You just merrily load along until one fine day you wake up and say, "Oops, I'm now in the final stage of my life. And what am I going to do? Am I going to just do the same thing for the next 2 decades?" And I finally said, "No. If I want to be a centurion, I need to set myself up to have a new purpose in life, even if I were to artificially create it, like what I'm doing now. I'm now setting myself up to be, once again, go back to what I used to do in my young age, a consultant. I want to have a reason to wake up in the morning, something to pump myself up, and maybe, God willing, if I'm successful, maybe when I go, I'll be able to leave behind a small legacy, if possible, beyond me. So for people who can maybe benefit from some of the information I share in my podcast, and hopefully later on, my one-on-one virtual business consulting or personal coaching session. So that's my new mission. Whatever happens in the future, I know that as I celebrate my birthday today, I am starting on my last ride, professional ride of my life. So it's 9 o'clock